Hi, Solo Board Game Guide here, and another solo overview of another Tiny Epic game by Gamelyn Games. This is Tiny Epic Galaxies. Not the ultra tiny version, that's only for Tiny Epic Kingdoms, but this shares the fantastic production values and great gameplay in a tiny package, just one of the typical small boxes, and it's one of my favourite travel solo games. Fantastic production values, if you'll notice. There is the old spot finish, spot varnish on the cover, and the theme of the game is based in space. You're colonising galaxies and planets, and you're going to travel across the universe to take control of different planets, which are going to give you different resources. And what I do like about this game is it's not sort of your typical fly your spaceship in and blow it up. It's beat the planet, beat the other player by diplomacy and economics. So almost like a real empire. The battles are often won for countries, and in this case planets, by the cultural values that you bring. So let's have a look inside the box. We have a rule book, and a nice feature is that you've got a QR code on all these, and you scan it for a how to play video. I'm also going to do a how to play video, and it's actually really easy. This is one of the easier titles in the series. We have an activation bay, which is the place where you put your dice, because this game revolves around rolling a bunch of custom dice, and on these dice is an economic symbol, an energy symbol, culture, move ships, diplomacy, and activate your colonies. Now this works really well. I've played this for 4 players. I think if I played it for all of them, actually. I've definitely played a lot of solo. 2 players, and I think 4 players. Maybe I haven't played 3 player. And you've got a bunch of different mats, and the player mats themselves all are the same, just in different colours. And what you have here is the colony symbol here, so you can activate the colonies or the planets that you colonize. And you have a number of tracks. So this is your empire. As you go up the empire track, then you will gain more ships, which you can fly around and use to spread your message of war or peace and take over planets. So you have these little ship tokens which start on your home galaxy. You have an empire tracker which sits here, and that moves up the track. And as you go along, say when I get to empire level 2, instead of rolling 4 of these dice, I get to roll 5. When I get to level 4, I get to roll 6, and so on. If I get up to level 5, not only am I rolling 6 dice, I've also got 4 ships to fly around and colonize these planets. So let's have a look at the planets that we're going to be colonizing. You have essentially a trade row in this game of options. So they get laid out. Oops, come back to those. You have a bunch of planets which get laid out. And in the bottom corner we have victory points. You'll need 21 to win the game. You have the type of resource or method of colonization, so you're going to conquer Umbra Forum by economics, whereas the catchily named BSW 10-1 is going to be taken over by diplomacy. So you'll land on your planet, you'll roll your dice, and here I rolled an economics. I can get myself up the track, and eventually when I get to the top, this comes under my player mat, and should I happen to roll a colony symbol, then I get also to do this action. So as you colonize planets, you gain the benefits of that system, which is not only thematic but a really tactical way to play. Further to the tactics in such a small box, what the Tiny Epic games are known for is you can either land on a planet and immediately gain one single use of the skill, or you can choose to orbit it in order to colonize it yourself. And if you land on a planet, then you can use it to generate additional culture, which again can be used for various things in the game. So these are the planets, big stack of planets, giving lots and lots of replayability. But also to give a bit of asymmetry to the game, we have secret missions. At the start of the game, the player, in a multiplayer game, the player will gain 2, have a look, choose 1, and there's some kind of secret mission. If I'd chosen this one, then I'm a trader, and every time, if I have the most economics planets at the end of the game, I gain 3. If you're tied for the most, you only gain 2. And from what I remember, you actually play these a bit like the longest road card in Catan, so you can do a great reveal, and actually that 3 victory points is going to tip you over the edge, and just as your opponent thinks that they've won, you hit the 21 points. So that's all very well and good, but what about the solo mode? Well, the solo mode, cleverly enough, and typically for the Tiny Epic games, which make great use of space and multiple use components, on the back of the player mats are a bunch of different computer players. So they are rated in various difficulties. We have the Epic Rogue Galaxy here, Artemis, Beginner. So there's different levels, and how this works is the computer won't be trying to land on planets to make one-time uses. They'll only try and colonize planets, trying to get to this 21 points. And instead of taking these clever actions, so for example on Omicron Fenzi, should you choose to use this, you get to convert some of your energies into cultures. We'll come on to those in a second. This just basically attacks you, so it'll, depending on the AI opponent you're playing, it'll perform a different action and try and take you down, disrupt your plans and get to 21 points first. So I played a lot of solo games with this. It's a great deal of fun, and to me an absolute no-brainer, given the low entry point is very, very cheap game to get into. And what I do like about this Tiny Epic, along with Tiny Epic Kingdoms, is before Gamelyn went crazy and started putting item meeples, which have got to be one of the fiddliest things I've ever played with. Great in principle, but I'm not a fan as it happens. So we were talking culture and energy. What on earth are these for? Well, culture and energy can be spent to give you re-rolls if you don't like your dice. Because at the end of the day, whereas there's dice, there's a luck, so you want to be able to mitigate your luck. So if you spend an energy, you track your energy on this track here, then you spend an energy, you get a re-roll. If your opponent does something that you want to do, then you can spend a culture and follow. So the energy and culture can also be used to upgrade your empire, to unlock all these different sections as well. It's a great game. I do like it. It's had a lot of play. Like I said, to me, it's an absolute no-brainer considered the very, very low cost to get into it. There's loads of ways to mitigate the dice luck. So, for example, here you can spend 2. You can put 2 of your custom dice in the converter and pop out a dice of your choosing. So there's always a way, and there's always multiple options for you to choose from, so that you can colonize the galaxy, take over as many planets as possible, and be the most successful empire. So that is Tiny Epic Galaxies. Lots of fun. As usual, we will do a speed setup video and some playthroughs. And if you like these videos, particularly solo board game content, do like, subscribe and comment.